Hello, everybody. This is Imagine Old People, and welcome back to What If Deku Had All for One. So, we will now time skip to when Izuku and Kaito are going to the entrance exam for UA. Kaito has actually helped Izuku a lot with his awkwardness towards, especially towards girls, but just towards other people in general. And he has trained him similar to how All Might trained him in the original. And so of course they are both jacked. Um, really, just really buff. Kaito is actually a lot stronger than Izuku. But that's just in terms of physical strength. Izuku and Kaito are both like brothers and literally brothers because Kaito and Eri were actually adopted by Hisashi and Inko. Izuku has gotten his quirks to work in his favor. His quirk Itoshura has gone up to a maximum of 1 hour of usage per day. He can use Paralyze to paralyze anything, which is, basically just Rocklock's quirk, but it has a cooler name. Um, he also trained Chrono's quirk, Chronostasis, to which he can shoot out his hair like a porcupine shoots his quills, and he can grow it to use it as a whip like Jiraiya. Like, it literally just instantly grows. And it can retract. He can also get the truth from anyone using Shin's quirk, Confession. So, that's enough background information for right now. Before we get into the UA entrance exam, it is time to go and visit a small section of the Shihei Hakusai residence. Mimic, with his quirk, mimicry, the ability to manipulate any and all forms of matter, or rather distort them. Heijiki Tengai, his quirk Barrier, allows him to create barriers. Pretty self-explanatory. Toyasetsu no Larceny, his quirk, allows him to draw anything to his hands, making him the best thief anyone has ever seen, and making armed guards pretty much useless against him. And Yu Hojo, with his quirk Crystallization, allowing him to create crystals just how Todoroki creates his ice, but to a much less or a much smaller extent. But the ice crystals are the crystals are actual crystals and are much more powerful and hard hitting than Todoroki's ice. They're talking about what their next plan is and how they're going to get revenge for their leader's death.
Oh, that little brat. He betrayed his own brother. He went out of the way to do some shit like that. We still don't have a good plan. Do you have any ideas? Because we sure haven't come up with anything good yet.
Heijiki speaks up. You know what I think? I think we should attack someone that they wouldn't expect us to attack. Toya butts in.
I like where this is going. Please, oblige me.
Heijiki continues. Well, what I was thinking is that we could go after the young mistress, Eri Midoriya. Yu Hojo actually speaks up. I understand that. Or, I understand that, but if you're talking about going after her, won't there be people protecting her? Heijiki continues again. No, I have been watching her, and, you see, Kaito thinks she's safe. And so she's been walking alone to school for the past week now, and I don't think that's going to change.
I like where this is going. So, what are you suggesting, Heijiki?
Toya says in a sinister voice.
Yeah, what in the world are you suggesting? You suggesting that we steal the girl or something? That we already tried that. It obviously didn't work.
Well, that's because we had a traitor amongst our midst. Yeah, and that traitor was Kai's brother. Just because someone is a traitor doesn't mean that they're obvious. Okay? Think about it, Heijiki. If we let someone else slip under our nose, when Pops wakes up, he's gonna kill all of us for sure. I understand that. But for now, all we can do is steal the girl, use her as bait, and kill those two idiots. Oh, yes. Now this is what I live for. I'll go get the boys ready.
Well then, sounds like a plan. We'll steal Eri, lure Kaido, and that broccoli-headed brat Midoriya, or Izuku. It's his first name. And we'll kill them both. In fact, we'll kill all three of them.
Now you're catching on. The group disperses. Toya and Yu go to form the troops, while Heijiki and Mimic go to get Eri. So, Kaido wakes up, and he rubs his eyes and he looks at the empty living room. He then looks at the time. It says 9 o'clock. 30 minutes until the written exam. Izuku, why the fuck didn't you wake me up? He yells while running out of the house. Izuku is walking towards the exam room, but in typical Izuku Midoriya fashion, he trips on his own feet. But instead of being caught by a girl with mochi cheeks and floating, he is caught by a long tongue from his torso and yanked back up. He is both thankful and creeped out, and he turns back to see a girl with long green hair and her tongue retracting back into her mouth. She smiles a smile so sweet that it gives Izuku figurative diabetes.
Well, that could have been bad. Make sure you be more careful, Ribbit,
she says. Hey, what's your name? Izuku says.
Oh, me? I'm Suyu Asui, but just call me Suyu or Su-chan. What's yours?
I'm Izuku Midoriya, he replies, rubbing the back of his head sheepishly. He had talked to girls before, but none of them were this kind or this nice, and by God, not a single one was this cute. Suyu goes from smiling the smile that makes Midoriya's heart clench. Then it goes to a look of horror.
Izuku, look behind you,
Suyu says, frightened. What is it? He says, his voice going from sheepish to horrified. Right in front of him stood his 5'11", 200 pounds of pure muscle adoptive brother, Kaido Midoriya. Oi, Izuku. Let's go take a test. Kaido drags Izuku by his ear all the way to their seats. The two fly through the written test and start to prepare for the physical exam. I just realized that earlier, when I said lines for Kaido, I forgot to do the accent. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about the line earlier, but let's continue. Yo, everyone! Today's exam will have two types of ways to earn points. First, you can destroy the robots. The numbers signify the amount of points they are worth. These will give you villain points. Or you can save various civilians across the map. And that will give you 0 points. Or, rather, not 0 points, but hero points. President Mike yelled, "Already? Go!" Izuku and Kaido nod at each other, and they run to the opposite sides of the map. Izuku to the left and Kaido to the right. They start saving civilians and destroying robots. They're dismembering robots with ease. Izuku using his hair needles and paralyze. Paralyze has been upgraded to basically, as I said, Rocklock's quirk, meaning that he can also lock the robot's gears in place and destroy them with hair needles or hair whip. Kaido, on the other hand, is literally blitzing every robot he sees. He flicks his hand across them and they get blown to shittereens. And this goes on for the majority of the time, both of them saving random civilians when necessary. Then, a tremor is felt all throughout the testing arena. The zero-pointer emerges and stomps through the city, and Izuku and Kaito instinctively run towards it. Kaito comes from behind the robot and jumps up. Then, slamming his hands into the ground, he yells, "Overhaul! Burial grounds!" Or, sorry, God, it's Kaito. Kaito comes from behind the robot, jumps up, then slams his hand into the ground and yells, "Overhaul! Burial grounds!" The ground underneath the behemoth of a machine is destroyed, and the robot is sent to all fours. Izuku uses Itoshura to fly towards it, and uses Paralyze to completely immobilize it. He then uses Ultimate Move, Hair Sledgehammer, which gathers a large amount of spiky hair, like his hair grows really long and then forms into like a hammer of spiky hair, and he slams it into his opponent, which destroys the robot's face. The move alone wouldn't do that. It would normally just like put a dent in the face, but it's combined with Itoshura, and the boys actually leave feeling confident that they passed. From the watchroom, All Might himself is looking at the two boys' astonishing teamwork, coordination, and overall power. They were the two highest scores that anyone has ever gone to UA managed to achieve. I mean, they were better than him in his... not in his prime, but they were better than him if he, right now, were to take that test. They made quick work of that robot. I mean, extremely quick work. Maybe it was time to find a successor after all. It is now the end of the day. Izuku Midoriya and Kaito Midoriya are waiting at their house. Eri has just said goodbye to her friends from the playground and is walking home. She starts walking when she looks into a puddle on the ground and realizes that there's someone following her on top of a roof. A small little guy in a full black bodysuit and a beak. She knows immediately who this is, and she runs. She tries to get home, but she turns the corner and there's another one. Most of his face is revealed except for the beak covering his mouth. She runs away, only to come face to face with more people in masks. More and more and more until they back her into an alleyway. The smallest one walks forward.
Yeah. Now we finally have you. Oh boy, this is going to be a treat. You're gonna lure your brothers right to us, and we're gonna kill them.
Heijiki steps forward. Eri, do not resist it. Come with us. It's better that way.
No!
Eri yells and tries to run forward, trying to throw her backpack. Nappa just seems to teleport, slapping the backpack to the side and slamming Eri to the ground, instantly knocking her out. Rappa, why did you use that much force?
Sorry, boss. I forgot that we need her alive. At least I didn't kill her, though. At least I hope.
God, you can be such an idiot sometimes.
Yeah, we need her alive. If she's dead, Rappa, I'll have your head buried under my pillow.
Mimic says, telling Rappa to grab her body. The rest of the Hakusai walk away and back to their underground lair. Eri is strapped into the chair where she felt so much pain. She's strapped there once again, unable to do anything, while she faces everyone who loved her father as their leader, looking at her, all of them having the eyes of a devil. That's gonna be all for this part. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and maybe comment down in the description what you thought was good about this. What did you like? I always like to hear from you guys, not just through you guys liking and viewing, but I also like to, comment. Just comment, like, subscribe. Yeah. Likes are appreciated, subscribing is definitely appreciated, but your comments are also very valuable to me because I get to hear what you guys want from me, what you guys like, and I am working on trying to layer music into the background, but as of right now, I do not have the means to, and I'm trying to figure out how to get the means to. Trust me, it will get better soon. But for now, I hope you can just deal with my voice and whatever background noise goes on. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you all in the next video.